Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go live in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for allowing me to come into your life for the next few minutes. I hope you find my voice somewhat inspirational, a little motivational. It just gives you another way of looking at things. And with that being said, let's jump right into it. Ladies and gentlemen, I have had a very, very busy schedule at the beginning of this month. We are in the beginning of this month. And first of all, I do want to apologize because there are people here and around the world. You find people that turn in to LBJ, the Heartfelt Truth, and are probably saying, like, where's this guy been? Where's the consistency? Well, the consistency is still there. This is not going to be one of those I apologize kind of conversations. I have been very busy. And I think you deserve, a little bit of an explanation between my other gig and family stuff. Kind of got caught up and everything. And I always want to put at least something that somebody is interested in, because we're all not going to be interested in the same thing at the same time. So I just think, I got caught up and now you deserve that. So listen, I'm going to go out on a ledge here. I know I'm always, and I still tell you right now, positive, motivate. 2020 just got here. Reach for the stars, go after your dreams. I mean, I have a whole bunch of information that I can put out in terms of, that conversation. But I want to step out on the ledge here for a minute because there's a lot of things in the news here that I just want to make an attempt at to kind of share with you, even my personal point of view. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, right off the bat, I would say that I'm not even qualified to sit here and make some comments. I mean, who the hell is going to listen to me? But I will tell you this, as a human being, as a living species of this planet, I have an opinion just like everybody else. Everybody's not going to agree with it, and that's fine. Okay, and I have a couple topics that I want to jump on that are really, really, really interesting. And number one, let me get this out of the way. That whole tragedy with Kobe Bryant, okay, and his daughter. And I will not by any means forget the other 7 or 8 passengers that were on that helicopter with him. God bless them and their families. The thing that Kobe's getting all the play because he's the celebrity. Much to my information, and I found out that the other father on the plane was a real avid and very influential baseball coach, manager, player, the whole deal. And there were a couple players, and forgive me for not having their names, they gave some moving speeches in terms of they would not be in the MLB if they were not influenced and guided by him. So hats off to him, and that's the truth. So Kobe's getting all the play because he was an international celebrity, but that was a very sad situation. And it's kind of funny. I want to say something. This show is going to be a little longer than usual. I will tell you this. I'm going to jump on the bandwagon. I actually found out there's, of course, that TV host. Okay, I'm going to mention her name, and if somebody comes after me, so be it. Gayle King. Oprah Winfrey's best friend, as we know, did an interview with Lisa Leslie, and she's an ex-NBA, WNBA basketball player, and quite attractive, by the way. But anyway, she's a little taller than me. But my point being is, she gave a very moving conversation in her thoughts on Kobe Bryant and how their friendship was, and Gayle kind of came off, I would say, left field and asked a question. Now, here's the deal. I knew that with all the hoopla, all the crying, all the good wishes to his wife and the family and the fans, that I knew it, that somebody was going to come up and say, well, do you remember when he was young? And I believe it was in Colorado in the hotel. And somebody was going to say that and ask that question. Now, because at the end of the day, listen, let's be realistic. There are haters out there. There are people that hate. They hate you because you're successful. They hate you because you're black. They hate you because you're white. They hate you because you have money. I mean, need I go on? There are haters out there. So let's not dismiss that's not a reality. So I was waiting on someone to come out of, left field and bring this up. And lo and behold, of course, not say of course, let me correct myself. Of course, someone would, and it happened to be Gayle King. And she gave an apology on Instagram, I believe it was. I am not that savvy with a lot of that social media. I try, people. I need your help. If you have any suggestions, help me. But she asked Lisa Leslie a question about that whole incident with Kobe. And Lisa Leslie was so professional, so moved, and really, I could see the hurt. I'm a pretty good observer of people, and I seen the hurt and the little sadness of why would you ask that question and he's not here? Why would you bring that up when the case was dismissed and it was dropped? People, here's the deal. I thought about this last night. I wrote down some notes. I wanted to, and sometimes you just got to fly off the cuff, and you just got to say what's in your heart. And the problem is here that you can do 1,000 things right. 1,000 things right, and you do one thing wrong. Never mind two. You do one thing wrong, and that's the thing they remember. Now this brother has just passed away. This person just passed away with his daughter. Let's mourn that fact. Besides that whole the case, and I said this to myself personally, I'm not excusing the fact that what happened. I wasn't there. I only go by what the media was saying, and I don't always believe everything they say. But what happened is he was young and dumb. I want you to sit down right now and close your eyes and think about some dumb shit that you did when you were a kid that you probably wouldn't want anybody to know about when you die. Okay? So my point being is that was pretty sad. Now, I don't like myself to be a celebrity, like any these big names that have been coming out and kind of bashing Gayle King. I know one guy, I'm only laughing because sometimes I can be a jokester, but Snoop Dogg, he went off, man. It was old school, and I kind of laughed and I felt bad. And I don't believe in threatening people, just because they have an opinion or they have a job and doing something. But that was pretty sad, man. And I don't know why she did that. And then Oprah was upset about it. And yes, and sometimes in our lives we have opened our mouth and put our foot in it, and you just couldn't pull it out quick enough. So I hope this blows over. And to be honest with you, I hope it blows over for her. Because it would just be the best thing for her and the best thing for Kobe's memory. And nobody's going to linger on the fact that, they keep bringing up this case. It was done. It was resolved. I'm sure that if he was here, he would be able to defend himself. That's like when I was a kid. I cannot see, and I'm guilty as charged. I'll share one little thing with you that me and my brother, we actually kind of beat up a kid. Not beat him up, but, we jumped in because he was picking on somebody just because he could. And the kid couldn't defend himself. And that's just not fair. So the same thing goes here with the interview with Lisa Leslie. So I'm going to have to jump on a bandwagon, and I agree, man. If you want to say something about me, you want to question me, give me a chance to defend myself, not when I'm gone and you have, full control of what you say and what you do and approach the story in any way you like. So I know I went off on a little bit, but I say, remember there's people who do 1,000 things right, and they always remember that one thing, and that's kind of sad. And one thing else I want to jump on too real quick is the fact that, Michael Jackson went through some of the same thing. He had a very, very awkward childhood. I make no excuses for him. Yes, I will openly go out and admit I'm a fan. He was a big part of my growing up as a young man and listening to him and his brothers. And I want to share a funny story. Me and my brothers, we actually we tried to imitate the Jackson 5, the then Jackson 5. And we used to get up on Saturday mornings, and we would get in front of the mirror that my mother had. She had a wall full of mirrors, and we used to try to sing and imitate their songs, and we called it practice. And the youngest one would never want to practice, and it was just a funny part of our lives. We're like, we're never gonna be a band because he didn't want to practice. I thought that was kind of funny, but the same thing happened to Michael. And it's unfortunate because people get hold of a story and they twist it any way they want. When you're in a position, of what we call power, you do what you want. It's an old cliche. It's like the person with all the toys gets to make the rules, and that's just kind of a sad situation. All right, moving on to something else I've been thinking about too, real quick. Just the other day I was actually working, and I went to I was going to my office, my other gig, and I was listening to the news, and the newscaster had a funny little story that they were sharing. Now, I don't like myself to be any kind of scientist or newscaster or any of those things. I'm just a regular human being on this planet, just like you and me. You find people here and around the world. But they had said something that caught my eye. And my ears, my eyes, yeah, my eyes and my ears. But what happened is they said that the Arctic, which is one of the coldest places on the planet, that the glaciers are melting, and there are people that are fortunate enough cameras to go down there and film this stuff, because we don't see it, we don't hear it. And some people even say don't even believe it's happening. But global warming does exist. So what happened is, and it caught my attention because he was comparing the temperature in the Arctic to San Diego, California. And he said at the same time they were recording the temperatures, they were the exact same temperature, 65 degrees. That's not the coldest place on the planet. So the point I'm getting to is that the planet is definitely under a lot of stress, and I don't think that enough people are paying attention to it. So there are people that believe that somebody's making it up, it's a bunch of hype, it's a bunch of BS, somebody's BSing somebody, and I don't think so. I mean, the planet itself is definitely under a lot of stress, and it's our job and our obligation to pay attention to that. I mean, look at the plastic bags and the bottles, and plastic is not going anywhere. I mean, you burn it, it's poison in the air. You throw it in the ocean, it's poison for the fish. I mean, I'm not a scientist. This is just common sense. Something I've been thinking about. I said, I just want to share with my audience, my people here and around the world. It's something we need to think about. And somebody said, well, how do you know that? Let me give you an example real quick. You put on a pair of brand new shoes or sneakers or something to that effect, right? And what happens is you look at them, it's all nice and shiny and brand new, and yeah, man, they look good, right? And then you wear them for one day, 2 days, 5 days a week. You wear them for a month, 2 months, or whatever, how long you wear your shoes, and they start to deteriorate. They start to go down. They start to fade. You walk on the pavement long enough, you start to develop holes on the bottom of your shoes. And what do? You throw them away and you get another pair of shoes. Well, people, we don't have another planet to get. Some people saying Mars. I don't want to go to Mars. I want to stay right here. I want to fix the problems we have right here. Every time a pipe breaks in your house, you don't go out and buy a new house. You fix the pipes. I know. I'm playing words. People are going to say, well, what is he talking about, OBJ? But anyway, that was a subject that kind of caught my eye and my ears. My ears. And I was like, wow, man. People don't realize that the planet is changing. There's more floods, there's more rain, there's so many things that are going on. Every time you turn around, there's these major, major floods. With these ice caps melting and stuff, they're saying that the water, the ocean levels are going to rise, and it's crazy. It really is. Now, we're not going to go into all the futuristic, scientific kind of stuff because I'm not that savvy. But let's pay attention, people. That's all I can say. Do what you can to kind of help move the planet in a positive direction, because it's the only one we got. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So listen, here's the deal. And in conclusion of our conversation today, and I'm shamelessly going to put out a few plugs there in a few minutes, but the bottom line is what I want you to take away from this conversation today is two things. Number one, don't give in to the hype and the conversation and the gossip and people trying to put down other people. I don't know. You find people here and around the world. I don't know whoever's listening in to LBJ, the heartfelt truth, but I will tell you, there are people out there that are hating on you. Yes, there are. Whatever you got, how much money you got, what kind of car you drive, what kind of husband you got, girlfriend, whatever the case, but there are people that are quietly hating on you. Don't be that person. We have to start spreading a little bit of joy and happiness around here, and the motivational stuff is always going to be there. You're always going to hear me tell you to try to be the best version of yourself. Okay. And the world is full of plenty enough problems that we also don't want to compound those problems by being part of those problems. So, I don't even want to get into the politics and religions, because that's just another whole animal. Because if we start doing that and we start passing our opinions, we're going to lose friends and people. I heard a guy the other day that said that him and a friend broke up over a conversation about politics. And they literally just broke ties. And I'm hoping and praying that they get back together, because they've had a long-standing relationship. But the same thing with religion. People break ties over religion and what they believe in. People believe, they don't believe. It's crazy, this whole thing we call life. So I just, we have to try to be vigilant and try to stay positive. And the other thing I want to say is, in conclusion, please, whatever you can, I moan and groan about it, whatever you can, make your small contribution to saving the planet. I know it sounds corny. I know you hear it from a lot of people. I know here, the United States, Europe, Africa, the whole planet, Australia, New Zealand, anybody. I'm trying to think of names of all these wonderful places around the world. Do what you can to help save the planet. The recycle, I get it. Oh my God, I got to recycle. I got to do this. But do anything you can to save the planet. It's the only one we got. Seriously. And this is home. You don't want to be ousted out of your own home. This was given to us, and it's our responsibility to take care of it. And I think that's what I got today. I just wanted to share that with you fine people here and around the world. So those two things. Don't give in to gossip, and just do what you can to help save the planet. All right? Because I really don't want to go to Mars. Really, really don't want. I like staying right here where I'm at. All right, listen. So, ladies and gentlemen, a couple other things. I know some shameless plugs I got coming up real quick. What I want to do is I just started a Patreon account to get some people to come in and make small donations to help with production and all that other stuff. Now, the thing I want to say, I might have said this once before. When it comes to the Patreon thing, I get it. It will help with production and some of the equipment and stuff and moving forward. I'm not looking for these things to become, to get rich. I'm not looking at for, monetary gain. I'm not going to say, so I'm trying to get rich off other people's money. That's not what it is. It's a matter of, just as much as I'm telling you to be positive with the planet and your life, I would do something positive with any kind of contributions that's going to benefit you, me, and the world in which we live. And that's what it's at. So I do have a Patreon account. Reach out, check it out, LBJ, The Heartfelt Truth. Log on, check it out, read up on it. Then I know who you are. If you read it, there are some little gifts that I'm trying to put together. I got a little packet of, just some little stuff that I find interesting and fun. All custom made. There's a couple labels in there, magnets, just stuff to, help promote LBJ, which is a whole lot of fun. And also, don't forget, there's my Twitter account. There's my Gmail. Please, if you can, reach out. Let me know who you are. I want to hear some feedback. Go to LBJ, The Heartfelt Truth on Twitter. LBJ, The Heartfelt Truth at gmail.com. Reach out. I need to hear your comments. I don't know if I'm doing it right, because I really, my interaction with my audience is limited. I don't know. I got to figure it out, because You guys, first of all, thank you, because I have tons and thousands of downloads. It's amazing. I mean that seriously. But I just need, I want to interact more. I'm trying to make sure I can, get to you fine people here and around the world. And I also want to send out some of my gifts, some of my little promotional stuff just for LBJ, the Heartfelt Truth. And that's where we are. So listen, ladies and gentlemen, please, thank you for listening and allowing me to come into your life for the last few minutes. I hope you found my voice somewhat inspirational, a little motivational, and just gives you another way to look at things. And with all that being said, take care of yourself. Take care of your families, because family is important. And if you see someone that needs a helping hand, try it out. Stick your hand out and help them if you can. I know this one act really, really will make the world a better place. And it's going to be one of those things that help you on your journey to becoming the best person that you were meant to be. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm LBJ. You're there and I'm here. And you've been listening to The Heartfelt Truth. We'll talk again.